On the Leaf, a light-hearted guide for the novice butterfly counter.
Hi, welcome to an update from On the Leaf. Our last count on May the 31st gave us 15 butterflies. The following week, with the return of good weather, we count only one more on June the 3rd, and the top butterfly of that day will be the common blue. 13 in all out of the 16 butterflies counted. Top moment of the week, a hard to find butterfly and at times very hard to see lets us up close. On the 3rd of June with light winds, we keep an eye on the temperature. It rises to 20. So we leave at 2 in the afternoon to count and expect great things with such good conditions. So we're surprised to find it quiet with only one orange tip and a painted lady butterfly in flight down the wide ride. We split away from the track, dip down through the woods, where a solitary specklewood butterfly flits through a shaft of light and lands on a leaf. Everything falls quiet until we slip into the meadows, where we count 13 common blue butterflies. All 13 of the common blue are male, easy to identify with their showy bright blue colour. Research has shown that the male common blue butterfly is partially colourblind, so he's more likely to see the bright blue colours of another male. See these two males we spotted checking each other out, then going their separate ways. 2 days later, and after more unsettled weather, we go out in a temperature of 21 degrees and a light wind, only to find 8 butterflies. 8, 3 of which are common blue. But despite the dip in numbers, there is a surprise for us. A butterfly I have seen only twice in my 7 years of counting, the green hairstreak. Imagine my surprise when, in the first meadow on June the 5th, this one lets me in. I hardly dare breathe, stare at its turquoise wings, expect it to vanish. Only it flies around, not away, and because it's in flight, we can see that it has inner brown wings. There are 5 British hairstreak butterflies, so called because they have 1 or 2 tails on the lower corner of each hind wing. You can just about see them here. The tails look like antennae. They're designed to make predators think that this is where the head lies. So if they're going to attack, they will probably attack the wrong end of the butterfly. It's a great distraction. Green hairstreaks, the commonest and most widespread of the variety, are found on grassland, heaths, moors and bogs, as well as rough, scrubby patches of land. And depending on the adult's feeding requirements, they will take nectar from a variety of plants, including on our transect, bird's foot trefoil. Whichever habitat, shrubs do seem to be important to this butterfly, as do the edges of woods, whether they are needed for shelter, shade, or territorial advantage, where the hairstreak will sit, wings closed, making it even harder to spot. The green hairstreak butterfly has been described as having a jerky flight, as our morning footage seems to demonstrate. See how he blends into the meadow floor with his turquoise colouring, and how fast he takes off. You do have to stop and look for this butterfly when there are so many others in flight, and maybe that's why we saw it on this count, because there were so few of them around. In the garden, we were delighted to see this small tortoiseshell butterfly in early June around 11 in the morning, feeding on buttercups. He was nervous, fed, flew off when we got close, then returned to the same patch, eventually letting us in. I say he only because I read that male small tortoiseshells will often bask and feed in the morning, before, in the early afternoon, establishing their territories. See his colouring, how fresh he looks. And those blue spots around the edges of the hind wing, gorgeous. You might have seen one in your garden, not just because they love your garden flowers. They will often hibernate in houses during winter, and outbuildings are a particular favourite. We noticed something for the first time in this, our 7th year of counting. The orange tips might have gone, but the ox-eye daisies have come out, so they do remind us of something that has just been, and that is likely to return. Then this orangey-brown leaves in the meadows that announce the arrival of yet another butterfly on a damp June weekend, the orangey-brown meadow brown butterfly. So what about the wildflower, Bladder campion? Was it a salute to the whites we have enjoyed so much? Or could it herald the arrival of another butterfly that is just around the corner, waiting to emerge? Until next time.